Hi, it's me again, Margaret. I'm sorry I have been a little bit not active this week. I just got really sick. Today is the first day since last week that I actually feel halfway normal. So I figured, I think we have a new moon coming up. So let's talk about that. We've got 5 planets retrograde right now. Um, it's been pretty intense, at least for me. Um, but let's see. Just had to check out my plant real quick. I'm kind of ADD. I feel like this is going to be for Aquarius. I feel like since we're in Mercury retrograde, and I feel like since we have 5 planets retrograde currently, that it's definitely like kind of a darker time. I'm feeling like darker energy. Um, so we're going to do shadow work oracle cards first. Shadow work oracle cards first. And Grace, please don't stop the reading. Okay? The birds are talking. Shadow work oracles for the astrological sign of Aquarius. Like the Aquarius collective. What is the universe really pushing Aquarius to work on during all of this retrograde madness? What is the universe really pushing Aquarius to work on? The Aquarius collective. I keep hearing authenticity, and honestly, it kind of frustrates me because I always think of Meghan Markle whenever I hear authentic and authenticity. But before Meghan abused the word authentic, and if you just take her out of the equation with the word authentic, authenticity is so rare. I mean, it's just so rare in so many different areas and facets in our world today. And I think that it is kind of like one of the things that has always been rare. I feel like a great majority of people in the world, in society, since, of documented history, I feel like a lot of people have been influenced by others, by the group mentality. And whenever we're really influenced by that, and when we care a lot about that, it's very hard for us to be our own authentic selves. So, yeah, I think it's the biggest rarity um, in all of human history. So, absolutely, I know for a fact that the universe is really wanting Aquarius to step into their authenticity. And I just want to say, before I get a card, um, it can be daunting. It can be daunting. It can be confusing. It can be scary to think about attempting to act and live in your own authentic purpose and way. But it's going to be worth it to do so, to take the risk. Okay? Face the fear. Some Aquarius may have to change their whole entire lives because, some people are completely not in their authentic, true purpose for this incarnation. So, I just want you to know I support you. I know that I am not there physically, but I am observing the fact that it could be scary, that it can be scary, that it can seem risky, but I am here and I want to let you know that I am going through the exact same thing and we can do this together. So, Shadow Work Oracle for the astrological sign of Aquarius during all of these retrogrades. Aquarius Collective. Aquarius Collective. Aquarius Collective. Okay, judgment and apathy. Okay. Ignite your passion, for it's the antidote to indifference. Ignite your passion. It is the antidote to indifference. Okay. And then judgment. Judge less, understand more. Okay. Judge less and understand more. I mean, right on. Okay. So, Aquarius, apathy. Ignite your passion. Okay. So, when we start living in our true, authentic selves, we're absolutely going to just exist in passion, exist in a constant stream of passion for everything that we're doing. Um, I feel like maybe I'm just going to do this. Okay. I hope that I don't upset you. I'll do another video with actual tarot cards, but I feel like I need to say this since I've already started talking about authenticity and the fear of it and what it is, how to do it, I need to give a slight example. I 4 years ago, well, 5 years ago now, I came here. I hitchhiked here with a guy. I loved him. I thought he loved me. He did not. He kicked me out. We were homeless for a while. Then we got a place to live. And then once we got a place to live, like 2 weeks later, he kicked me out. So I was back homeless again in this new place. It was winter. There's snow all over the ground. I was brokenhearted. That's just a very light way to put it. I was fucked up. I mean, I was. And I've still never gotten back to the same as I was before, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. In my time of being alone, homeless, with completely separated from like normal day-to-day things like bills and shelter and food on a regular basis, communication with friends and family. I went completely isolated, and I was completely like, I was homeless until I got my car, and then I lived in my car. My point is, I would sit in my car and I would ask, because it took me about the time to get to my car for me to just stop being so devastated and sad. I was still devastated, but once I got into my car, but that kind of helped me a little bit. I was able to move around, and then I was able to say, what is the point of all of this? Like, what is the point of all of this? Why is this happening to me? And I came to the conclusion that I have been living my life. I had been living my life for other people my whole entire life. I came to that conclusion. What do I want? Because this is my life. What do I actually want? Like, literally, what do I want? And I realized that I've literally never done anything that I actually wanted. I've only done things that are going to keep me and someone else safe, or keep me and someone else together. I never made a decision that was just purely out of my own passion for what I want. And I asked myself, I said, what do I want? And you know what? When you've lived a whole entire life on top of trauma, massive trauma, of just living for other people and trying to direct your actions and your feelings and your whole entire life with another person, to keep another person, to keep the relationship going, to make another person happy, to not upset another person. I had been doing that. And when you've been doing that for a long time, any period of time, I mean, and you ask yourself, when you're finally out of that and you're alone all by yourself and your whole life depends on you, and you ask yourself, what do I want? I had no fucking clue. I literally had no clue what I want, because I spent so much time, and I was like over 40 when this happened, like 40 fucking years of my life. I didn't know what I wanted. So I prayed. I talked to the birds. I talked to nature. I was always outside in nature, like in my car, but then also outside in nature too. I would just drive to the middle of nowhere, the desert, And I would be, what do I want? Go to the forest. What do I want? Well, when I was sitting in the forest and it was like freezing, snowing, beautiful, but still just like I had been so cold for like 2 years at that point in time, a year and a half, 2 years. And I realized like I have a car. I don't have to stay here. I can leave. I can go somewhere else. And everybody talked about like Sedona, and I knew Sedona was only like 45 minutes away. So I was like, what do I really want in the middle of all of this snow, this freezing temperature? It's beautiful, but I've been freezing for a hot minute now. Um, what would I like to see? What do I love? Thunderstorms. I love thunderstorms. That's one thing that's always been constant with me ever since I was a little kid. All different relationships, all different aspects and times and levels and phases in my life. I've always loved a thunderstorm. So I decided I was going to drive and find a thunderstorm. And I did. I drove down to Sedona for the first time. Never been there. It was absolutely terrifying to me because I didn't know. I mean, everything was new. I was going to this place I've never been before. I was never the driver. I was always the passenger. And now everything again is all on me. And even though the place where I was staying, I knew what to do there, it was still, I was not growing. I wasn't really happy. I had figured out a way to live, to exist, to survive, but it wasn't living. So I did it. I drove there. I put all my faith in the universe and God. Went there, and like literally that night, there was a thunderstorm. Literally that night, there was a thunderstorm. And that moment really opened up my eyes. That the universe, when we're on our authentic path and when we're being absolutely authentic to ourselves, the universe just makes it happen what we want to happen. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't know what they want. A lot of people truly don't know who they are. They know, that they are so-and-so's spouse or so-and-so's ex-spouse or so-and-so's parent or so-and-so's child. I feel like everything is kind of coming to a screeching halt in a lot of people's lives at this point in time. And I think that it is coming to a screeching halt to make people stop and realize, just like what the card said, apathy. Am I living in my passion? Am I living my own true, authentic life? Or am I living for other people? Because that is an absolute waste of a life if we live our lives for other people. I don't care how valiant you could call it. If you have kids, I get that. You live for them, but you also have to live for yourself because you have to teach them that they need to live for themselves. Okay? And if you are living only for your children, when they move, when they grow up, when they get married, when they have their own family, and you're separated and they're not in your every single second of your life, you're going to be very lost. You're going to have a really tough time with that. Okay. So, if you've listened to this, type authentic in the comments below. And if you've listened to this up until this point, I greatly appreciate you. I greatly appreciate you, and the universe is in need of your authentic self. So start asking truly. And it may be uncomfortable. It may be scary. Because when you start asking yourself, what do you want and who are you truly in this incarnation, you may find that that answer is complete opposite to what you've been doing this whole time. And I'm here to tell you, I've been there. It's not easy, but it's necessary. And once you do realize what you want, what you were supposed to be doing, what you need to complete, what your soul wants you to do in this lifetime, the universe is only going to lift you. It's only going to lift you up. It's only going to provide everything that you could ever want once you start aligning yourself with your purpose and your own true, passionate authenticity. Okay, now, thank you for listening to that. I apologize for deviating from traditional tarot cards. I will absolutely make another video just of tarot cards and less of me. But I love you. And we are all in this together, and we can all do this. We can lean on each other. We can support each other. We can influence everybody else's energy by adjusting ours. It ripples out. We are all one. And yeah, thank you. I love you. I'll see you on the next video.